Maximize style and space in a cramped living dining room for total family enjoyment. I'm going to show you how, right now. Great design comes from a winning formula. Mine is as basic as a set of building blocks. Put them together, add up the results, and you've got a sensational room. Today's case study is Sonya and Gary's narrow, overcrowded living dining room. The entire family shares the space, or do they? Check out this storage statement. We're going to show you how to inject style and sensibility into an open concept plan so that all can enjoy.
It's really hard to know where to put your furniture so that there's actually good flow to the room.
It's open, but it's tight. So this is tricky because right off the top, we've got a crazy layout happening here. We've got the kitchen in the far end and the dining room at the front.
Right.
Well, the stairway doesn't have a railing on it.
We've got a major issue here. We've got a little kid and we have a wide open stair.
Another problem that anyone with kids has to face?
Storage for toys. See, train play table, coffee table needs to find a new home, but let's think about some great toy storage solutions so that they're no longer the major design statement.
Next problem is bulky furniture.
This sofa here, look at this. That is a 12-inch wide arm. So right off the bat, times that by 2, you have lost 2 feet in the room to useless arms. Not to mention the fact that there is absolutely zero consistency. Nothing goes with anything else, and it's all just an absolute hodgepodge.
Sonya and Gary have a renovated kitchen in modern teak wood tones. In this open plan home, that's a good place to start. For the living dining space, we have to address furniture and layout, fabrics and wall coverings, a tiny dining space, drapes and flooring, toy storage and artwork. Our jumping off point is comfortable, stylish furniture that's been put on a diet.
How about this chair?
Like mid-century teak.
Looks good from all angles.
Yeah. Which is a really important point because in order to make her furniture grouping work, we're gonna have to float some furniture.
To make a small living space appear larger and still work, you've got to pull some of the furniture away from the walls. You can do this. It's all about scale, like trading puffy sofa arms for slim and trim.
Ooh, how about this cute chair?
That is a very good-looking chair. That chair really speaks to the point that you made about overscaled furniture. That's the scale of chair that we need for her living room.
$350?
Refurbished.
A few $100s to reupholster it, you're better than new.
You're all in for under $1,000, and it's seriously legitimate, good design.
Vintage furniture is usually rock solid, and this piece could work in any room of the home.
Can we do these 2 individuals
Yeah.
and then a pair of these? Because this chair with the slatted back is actually pretty comfortable, and it's tiny. So if you're having friends over for drinks, this is a perfect little lounge perch. You're not watching the football game for 5 hours.
No, but yeah, and you know what else? It takes a tiny amount of fabric to reupholster these chairs. This is a big upholstery job with some repairs. Those are really small. That's like reupholstering a cushion.
Done.
Okay?
So we've got chairs that need reupholstering. We're also downsizing the sofa and need drapes. Fabric forms the all-important backdrop for any space.
That is fun. How about that?
Gorgeous. There's something really exuberant about these yellow floral bursts of color.
Right.
And the room started out being extremely beige and extremely boring, and this is exactly what it needs.
So how about drapes in this?
Perfect.
Sonia's big-shouldered sofa is being swapped out for something leaner with more seating.
What if we did the sofa entirely in this simple twill?
Yeah.
And then what if we did just the back cushions in our sunflower? What if we bought enough of the extra twill
Right.
to allow it so that if later on they wanted to have an entirely neutral sofa, they could just have new back cushions made, just the covers. But for our purposes, what if we went bold and just did something fun?
Never done it. Don't know. Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Okay, that's the sofa and drapes. Now for our vintage finds.
Love this graphic rectilinear kind of a pattern fabric.
Oh, that's fabulous.
This would look great on our vintage chairs.
Love the smaller scale floral with the swirly leaf. And love this zebra just for a bit of fun.
I think we've got good textures. I think we've got a great solid. And now, I'd say, tie it all together with a bit of mustard.
These fabrics will be used on pillows and maybe some larger pieces. We'll just have to wait and see.
Lots of pattern, lots of texture, lots of solid. Everything's washable, everything's family friendly.
It's a great scheme.
Now that we've nailed our fabric scheme, let the upholstering begin. This long, narrow living room is gaining space with a shuffled furniture layout. Smaller scale pieces accentuate its width and are being upholstered in some tasty shades. Next up, it's walls, lighting, and dining. We're maximizing style and function in a narrow, cramped living dining space. So far, we've tweaked the layout and slimmed down the furniture.
That's the scale of chair that we need for her living room.
We found fabrics that add vintage modern punch and personality. Now it's time to address the walls.
What do you think about adding a little grass cloth to the wall?
You know how much I love grass cloth. What a great idea. I didn't think you'd go with anything quite that strong.
Well, what I love about this particular one is it has a striped effect, which I think will look interesting running down the length of the long wall. And this bamboo that's running through it has kind of gray and cream highlights and lowlights that seem to pick up perfectly on our fabric.
It definitely has this linen color.
You know, the old standby is a simpler overall, but I don't think that's gonna give us enough texture. So I say we go strong, and I say we do this.
Now, I haven't forgotten that Sonya and Gary have a 2-year-old. This paper is going on a feature wall that will have furniture in front of it.
And then I thought that the combination of the grass cloth and the gray paint would reference what's happening in our fabric.
Yeah.
Grass cloth is a terrific way to add texture and natural interest to a wall. Because it's woven, if you cut it, it can start to fray and come apart. I always prefer to have it end on an inside corner. If you were to install it here, around the entry hall, where the two sides meet on this open corner, it's gonna pull apart, and over time, it's gonna look terrible.
Living room's well underway. Now to address the oh-so-tiny dining room.
Do you love that light fixture?
They're gorgeous.
Okay, I've never seen a fixture like this before, which I find so exciting.
Yeah.
What I think is so incredible is this is a handmade fixture. Brass, made in Egypt. All these perforations will throw a really beautiful sort of dappled light effect on the ceiling, which, to your point about how bland and boring this space is, I think will help to add some texture and some sort of mood in the evening.
This light is going to enhance the room in every possible way.
We found the perfect pendant, and now we need the perfect sized dining table to put underneath it. If you have a dining room as narrow as Sonya's, you can still maximize seating potential without overwhelming the space.
Okay, this is $1,900 for the set,
Okay, 6 chairs, big table, leaves.
but I don't like the chairs.
I'm not crazy about the chairs either.
If it's a package deal, make sure you like the whole package, because it's tricky to resell 6 chairs without the matching table.
Oh, this one.
Isn't this a charmer? Look at the chairs, cute little bow tie detail, and it extends. Watch your fingers. How is your chair? Listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm only looking for a 6 here. We've got a very small, awkward space to deal with.
I was about to give a 5.5. This is a pretty stylish table.
That is a really stylish table, and if you can figure out how that works, I will give you a lollipop.
This, look, just slides in.
Okay?
That's pretty clever.
That is really cool.
The only challenge is I don't think you can do a glass table with parts that move with sharp edges with a 2-year-old.
Isn't 2 old enough to understand the words "don't touch the table"?
When nothing's coming up just right, it's time to put on your thinking cap. We're going with a smaller, inexpensive table and focusing on the seating. A banquette will tuck back into the corner and waste no space. It's a clever solution for a small dining area and allows seating for 6 or more.
I have to get a dining room into a space that's less than 8 feet wide.
Oh.
Okay? So I think the only way to do it is by customizing a banquette. I want it to be built as an L shape.
Okay.
So I need it to be built in one piece, but then I need it to be able to go through the front door in one piece.
All right.
So in looking at this sample banquette that you have, I think it's too high. So what I was wondering is, can we base it more on the style of a dining chair and then adapt it to become a banquette.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
The banquette will be upholstered in durable, kid-friendly, neutral fabric, and the legs will complement the other teak furniture. We're also having 4 dining chairs made to go on the opposite side of the table and work as occasional seating in a pinch. Our sleek and petite dining room is on its way. We've added texture to a feature wall, chose a seam-stealing light fixture, and squeezed an L-shaped banquette into the narrow dining space. Next on our list, artwork, a rug, and toy storage.
How about the gray?
Oh, the gray's perfect. Let's have it.
$119.
I have a neck thing, so I can't see out that high.
This fairly common open concept first floor can teach some valuable design lessons. If space is tight in your living room, look for smaller scale furniture.
That's the scale of chair that we need.
Add some wow with fabrics, and then think about a banquette to maximize seating in a small dining space. Not everyone has a hidden talent, but if you do, why not put it to great use? Gary is an amateur photographer who takes photographs wherever he goes and whenever he travels. You know that photograph that was on the end of the closet that we really liked?
Yeah.
That little tiny one?
Yes.
Well, turns out Gary took it.
These are all his pictures.
Yeah, we've got about 60 images here.
So we can use any of these.
We can use any of these. What if we had it printed and then transferred onto plexiglass?
Right.
Maybe we could get a light box made so that then the whole thing would be illuminated.
I've zeroed in on a particular image that seems happy and cheery and sunny. Exactly the mood that I'm trying to capture in the living room. And there are people more than willing to help.
Okay, so Dave, this is looking good. Is it working?
These ones are too long. We don't have any room to actually put the connecting plug in to run the 4th bulb.
Oh, right. I forgot to account for the thickness of the frame
Yes.
and the depth of the plug.
We can still test out the lights on the 2 sides.
I will exchange these and get you something shorter. The question is, do we think it's gonna work?
I think it'll work.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now, this is only half. That's cool.
Is it? Right on.
As Dave adjusts and installs the rest of the lights, Tommy and I are out looking for drapery hardware.
This is called the tyranny of choice because I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I'll give you a hint. We've got tight windows.
Okay.
So we actually need to mount the drapery hardware
Cut mounts.
on the side walls using cut mounts, which means we can't use any of these fabulous fancy finials.
Okay.
So the only thing we can do is try and add some interest with a rod. We could go with brushed nickel, we could go with chrome, we could go with brass to try and highlight our yellow accents. What about if we went lucite?
It's almost like taking the finial and making it into the rod.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Love it.
Then why not add some interest and add some sparkle? Make it seem very contemporary with the lucite rod.
We've got lots of wood and lots of texture, but every room needs a little bit of crispness, sparkle, and clarity. That's where lucite drapery rods come in. They're a small detail, but they link well to the glass stair railing. For aesthetics, nothing beats tempered glass. It's the right nod to contemporary style and gives the illusion of space, important in a home with such tight dimensions. There's no rule that says kids and style are mutually exclusive. I believe you can have both.
How about this?
Is it an ottoman or is it a toy box?
Hey, where'd the toys go?
If you designate great storage right out of the gate, you'll be able to keep your home clean and clutter-free.
For $120, this could be our solution. I know.
That is great. How can they do this for $120?
I don't
Is this
know.
being made by like child dolphins that are like sick and
That's enough.
This is a feather and down insert and 100% silk cushion cover for $48.
Okay, here's something interesting. So this one's $53.
Don't we have a zebra fabric?
Let me just show you the fabric that we brought with us today, which is
way more expensive, I'm gonna say.
$150 a yard. So we'd be into it for $400 going
a lot
custom.
of math.
Or we could pay $53 each, so $106, and just walk out with them.
That's unbelievable. Obviously, we're gonna get the store-bought pillow with the really nice insert.
No issues with the floors in Sonya's living and dining space, just what's on top of them.
How about a gray and cream zebra?
Oh, this is a bit perfect.
The only thing is that I think the biggest size we can get is an 8 by 10.
Okay.
And the problem that they had previously was the carpet was too small.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Where?
You want to sew 2 of these carpets together.
I'm thinking we might need to.
Can we get the pattern to match up, or do we care?
I don't know if we care.
An area rug defines the room and sets up the boundaries, but I'm looking to stretch the boundaries. I want to make this living room seem bigger. This is going to give us a showstopper rug large enough for the entire room at a cost much lower than finding one large rug, which would likely have to be custom. Of course, you have to get it right.
This is an unexpected surprise of the non-pleasant variety.
Well, the issue is we asked for the long sides to be seamed together. We were supposed to get 10 by 16, and we've ended up with 8 by 20.
This is what we got. This is what we need.
And the problem is we can make this fit if we jam it right up against the wall, but then that breaks our #1 rule, which is that the rug needs to be centered in the space. You don't put a rug jammed up to one wall with 4 feet of space on the other wall.
Back it goes to be re-sewn, along with our copy of the order.
I feel like I've done this before.
Yeah, Groundhog Day.
Shall we?
Lovely.
Perfect.
This vintage, modern, family-friendly living dining room is almost done. Our jumping off point was slim trim furniture, followed by punchy fabrics and wall covering, a dining solution, cool artwork, and softening with a rug. See how it all comes together next.
Do you want both going the same way, or do you like this with them going opposite ways? You don't really care, you just want me to hang this up.
Just get on.
Okay.
This cramped, awkward living dining room is transformed with style and solutions that make it streamlined and sumptuous.
I have to get a dining room into a space that's less than 8 feet wide.
We've made the most of every inch of space, making it work for the entire family and then some. Ready to see the results? Let's take a look. We started with a hodgepodge mix and no cohesive design direction. We took a design cue from the kitchen and created a living room dining room that has impact, it has substance, and it has a terrific design vision. If you're tackling a long, narrow space, you need to scale down the upholstery. Forget the big, overblown, overstuffed pieces that act like blocks in the room. Instead, opt for chairs that can act as room dividers but still allow you to circulate around them. When working with vintage upholstered pieces, it's important to choose fabrics that are well suited. A 60s chair upholstered in a geometric print is a perfect marriage. My favorite thing about buying vintage is sometimes you uncover a hidden gem. Our best deal in the room? Well, it's a chair with some serious design credibility. A Paul McCobb chair, vintage 60s. We paid $350 for it. I found it online for $1,500. Repetition of pattern is an age-old design technique. I like to use it in one statement that is strong, which is the drapes, and one that is slightly more subtle, which is the back cushions on the sofa.
We found the perfect carpet, but it was too small. What did we do? We bought 2 of them and sewed them together. Excellent solution for a space where you need something really specific like that perfect carpet.
Your lamp side table combination should have some contrast. So look at what I've done here. A chrome angular geometric based table topped with the round teak ball lamp is just the right mix.
The Lightbox photo is, I think anyone would agree, a pretty spectacular focal point in a room that has no fireplace or no armoire or anything to really draw focus.
Introducing a banquette, a round table, and a few accent chairs allows you to create dining drama in a very small space.
Having a pendant light that drops down from the ceiling and holds the space in the center where the eye line is really, really important to give the feel of atmosphere and to also provide some light in an area where you really need it to have a proper dining experience. You want to look at flowers that are going to enhance the type of room that you've designed. What we wanted to do was do something really branchy, so the pussy willows that we put in the large vase Very strong statement, but very contemporary statement in terms of there being very linear.
When creating a space with little people in mind, it's always best to choose rounds, nothing with a sharp corner. Also, the repetition of the round helps to soften the room. We've got storage cubes that hide toys, we've got side tables with shelves, and a console cabinet that allows you to hide clutter. Let's face it, the kids aren't banished from this space, but there will no longer be a mess strewn all over. Kids can be in the room, there just needs to be a place for everything.
It's very calming. And I think the best way to explain that was Tommy, our son's reaction to the place when he first walked in. He looked around in awe, and he just sort of went right in and started playing.
Do you like the couch?
So the place, it feels like our home now.
We're actually using it, whereas before we just kind of used separate rooms because it was really just Tommy's play area. We actually spend 90% of our time in that room compared to maybe 10% before. So it's like a whole new house for us. It's great.
Originally, when you walked into that room, the impression that you got was that it was a mishmash of stuff that didn't work. Now when you walk into the room, it looks like a fully realized and properly laid out and designed room. In order to live in your space, you have to be able to use it, but you also really have to be able to appreciate it for its beauty.
Take two.
That's $350. Then we need to get 2 inserts. That's $400 all in.
Take three.
So we'd be into it for $400 going custom.
math.
Take six.
We are into this for $400 for 2 pillows, or this one, which is $53 each, so $106 for 2.
Are you for real? Like the first 5 passes, I haven't really been paying attention to what you're saying, to be perfectly honest. Are you serious? It's over $400 for 2 pillows. Are you for freaking real?
Yeah.